Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for high-level traders to learn valuable trends and strategies, connect with other top traders, and become consistently profitable. Click the link in the description of this video to receive a special offer on our revolutionary PS60 training, access to our daily interactive webinar filled with experienced traders, and so much more. Space is limited, so make sure you don't miss out.
Hey guys, good morning everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com weekend wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing okay. So look, everybody knows what happened this week, right? Everything knows what happened this week. I think more important than the actual tally on the scoreboard, and it was dismal. Okay, it was dismal. I think I read somewhere the market was down like 8% in 8 days, whatever it was, some crazy numbers. And the one thing that unfortunately a lot of new traders, again, most of our updates are always geared to newer traders, and I don't mean that the person who's been trading for 2 weeks. I think the definition of a new trader is 3 years and under. Okay, I think for you to be established as a professional trader, you need to really live everything, right? Obviously, everybody loves the bull market, right? Everybody loves the bull market. Everybody wants to experience that. Everybody wants to make their bones in the bull market. A lot of you guys have started in the bull market, so the only thing you know is up, 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 to the clouds, to the clouds. Bulls, bulls always in control. Bears never learn. Ha, 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 ha. It's all fun and games, right? It's all fun and games. Problem is, within a 2-3 year period of cycle that you are opening up your first brokerage account and buying stock and closing your eyes and hoping for the best, in the meantime, you're getting your feet wet. You're making your bones, right? And within that time, you're finding out what type of trader you want to be. Am I a scalper, day trader? Do I trade crypto? Do I trade options? Do I trade futures? Do I trade Forex? Options, equity, what do I want to trade? Am I crazy to try to trade Tesla with Shapiro? Do I want to trade small caps? Do I want to try mid-tier stocks? What do I want to do? What am I? I want to find my personality. I want to fit. I want to find out where I want to fit in. In that time, you're also trying to get your process. You're trying to build up as big as bank as you possibly can build. Again, because the age-old question is, well, how much money is enough to trade? As much as you possibly can, times 1,000, and then 1,000, times 1,000 more. Okay, so within that time, you're trying to figure out who you are. You're trying to figure out your process. You're trying to figure out what type of trader you are. You're trying to figure out your risk tolerance level. And oh, by the way, the market is open, right? The market is open. So you're learning as the market is open. And the most important thing you're trying to do within that first 3 years is extend your shelf life, right? Extend your shelf life. And I've always said this every single year, every single week, every single day, every single month. There's no difference between a guy like me or a guy like you or a gal like you or the next trader or the next trader after that. The difference between every single trader is screen time. The more screen time you have, the more you could extend your shelf life. If you've never seen a situation that's going to play out in front of you in real time, well, how are you supposed to adjust to it? Just think about that for realistically. If you've never seen a scenario play out in front of you, how are you supposed to adjust to that market sentiment, right? How is your process going to be highlighted? And what can you do not only to preserve your capital, but make money at the same time? Because again, the theory of let me sit on my hands, cash as a position is all fine and dandy, right? Makes sense. It's common sense. Why should I put my feet to the fire if the market is not giving me what I want? The problem with that is, right, if you're a professional trader and this is your source of income, this is your living, well, you know what? The mortgage company is not going to wait 3 months for the market to recover. Your student loans for your kids, you know what kids have to get, you have to pay for your kids' student loans. Your kids have to eat. Your car payment has to be made, right? You have to provide for your family. So the idea of cash as a position, the idea of sitting on my hands so things get better is great if you have another source of income and you could extend your shelf life by just not participating. If you are a professional trader, you're aspiring to a professional trader, or at some point in the past 3 years you went full time, you have to make money. There's nothing other way around. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Again, I don't sell fantasy. I don't sell, I don't sell Disneyland. Speaking of which, I'm going to Disney World in a couple of weeks. Not here nor there, but I am. Kids want to go, I have to go. Anyway, so, the idea of all that is great, right? The idea of all that is great. The problem is life happens, right? So again, your mortgage company, your mortgage lender is not going to care that the market is down 5% for the day, 3% for the day, 8% for the week, 10% for 2 weeks. They don't care. You want your mortgage payment, you have to do something about it. So if you're a professional trader, within that 3 years of time, you better get your ducks in a row. Okay, there is no fantasy island, fantasy world. You're going to sit there and say, well, don't worry about it. I'll just wait because some guy on social media told me it's okay. I'll sit on my hands. Let me sit on my hands for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 3 weeks. Now what? Right? We're in a rapid bear market. Now again, before you turn around and say this bear market can't happen again, and we don't know, right? We don't know yet if the bear market will happen or is happening. Okay, we don't have a crystal ball. We don't want to put the cart in front of the horse. That's why every single day we talk about collecting as much data as possible. But before you turn around, if you've been trading for 3 years or less, and you turn around and say, well, that's not going to happen. We're not going to go into a bear market. Just remember, we've been plenty of bear markets, especially bear markets when I started trading. So we had the bear market towards the start. I started trading. It was towards the end of the Asian crisis, way towards the end. But you had your bear market. You had your bear market from 2001 to 2003. You can tell me no what you want, but again, that's when 9/11 happened. So trust me when I tell you, when I didn't make money for 2 years, it was a bear market, okay? You had your huge, massive bear market from 2007 towards the start of 2009, and then we had one of the biggest rallies of all time. Okay, we had one of the biggest rallies of all time. So at that point, we had huge bear market rallies, right? We had huge bear market rallies. So the most important part of all that scenario, okay, is you had to figure out how to make money, okay? You had to figure out how to make money. And that was the most important part. If you didn't make money and you had bills and you had responsibilities, then at that point, well, you're out of business, you're out on the street, and your kids don't get to eat. So all these areas of interest are very, very important when we are trading for a living or trying to figure out who we are. The only way we can ever fully engulf that everything that the market has to give us, which is a bull market, bear market, distribution market, and everything in between, you have to embrace it. You have to let go. You have to look into, the mirror and just accept it. Life is not fair. Trading is not fair. The market is not fair. You're not entitled. We're not guaranteed anything. The only thing we're guaranteed is you damn better pay your taxes and you're going to die. Happiness is not a given, okay? Success is not a given. Hard work, playing out to success is not a given. You need a little bit of luck. But again, as I say all the time, the person who is prepared, the person who works his or her tushy off, okay, to put themselves in a position for longevity, luck usually resides, right? Luck usually resides with the prepared. So what we saw this week was something that a guy like me who's been trading, and it's going to be 19 years, God forbid, 19 years in May. Okay, I'm 43 years old, so I've been trading a long time. So it's going to be 19 years for me in May. And the one thing that I've seen, within that 19 years is bull, bear, distribution, not making money for a long period of time, had some success, having some success, and everything that is put into one big bowl, right? One big smorgasbord bowl put together, and there it is. You get to eat it. And this is what we all signed up for, guys, okay? This is what we all signed up for as aspiring professional traders, people who are looking for a job or trying to create a job when they couldn't find one, right? Because again, trading is not a real business. Think about it. Trading is not a real business. We didn't go to school and woke up one day and say, I want to be a trader. Trading is a 25, 30-year event that people woke up one day and said, well, wait a minute, maybe I can make money by clicking a mouse. Again, nobody teaches you about trading when you go to, high school or college. Of course, look, there's some courses on the stock market, but this is not a real business. So all of us, I don't care how many years you've been trading, all of us are still looking for answers. Everybody's still trying to be perfect. So what makes you say, what makes me say, what makes us think we're so arrogant that we can find a way, right? We can find a way better than somebody else if we don't embrace that everything else is showing us year after year after year. And it's so important, guys. It's so important to let go of the ego. It's so important to look at yourself in the mirror and say, look, I'm tired of this social media nonsense talking about how much fun the market is, is it Monday yet? Really, how many of you guys are counting down to Monday? How many of you guys who don't have a process, have been trading for 3 years, how many of you guys can't wait till Monday, right? For me, it's not going to make a difference anymore. My style of trading has changed drastically in the last 4 or 5 years than it was in the first 15 years. I trade ranges. As long as the market is giving me ranges up and down, expanding ranges like we've been seeing this week, I'm okay. I'll be okay. I'm in control of my trading because I know what we want. I know what I want. I want confirmation channels. For a lot of you guys who are trading and byproducts, and again, it's not any fault of your own, you are byproducts of a bull market. Now, again, there is absolutely there's no funny business right now, okay? I see a lot of people talking about Trump's fault. It's the Illuminati, Satan. They're blaming everything that's going on in this market. Oh my God, there's so many conspiracies. It's the government. Look at the market. I can't believe the government is there is no, guys, there is no, crazy lunatic, scenario. This isn't one of those movies. This isn't one of those movies, okay? The reality is we are in a market run, okay? If you look at the S&P 500, okay? If you look at the S&P 500 for the last, God knows, man. Just look at this thing, okay? We're in a monster 15-month run, okay? We're in a monster 15-month run linear. We went straight up, okay? The only thing that's happening right now is called gravity, okay? You can blame Trump. You could be for Trump, against Trump, the tariffs, this, China, say whatever you want. We've been on a 15-month run, okay? This is called gravity, okay? There's nothing materialistic that's driving this sell-off. We've been on a massive run. That's it. I don't care what excuse you have, what your byproduct is, what your level of education is, what your success story, your failure stories, what your background is. The reality is gravity's real, and that's all we're seeing right now. Okay, that's all we're seeing right now. Are we getting peppered headlines with this, that, and the third? Yeah, sure we are. Again, no market is going to go up straight without headlines and down without headlines. We're seeing the byproduct of an aggressive linear market that nobody had a problem with until about 2 weeks ago, right? Raise your hand if you had a problem with the market in the last 15 months. Probably not. So what we're getting right now is just the ramifications of gravity. And that's all it is. So until we find medium ground, okay, and retail, of course, is going to get wiped out again, okay? Because again, majority of retail is chasing rainbows. They're chasing fantasy. They're having fun trading, right? They're trading cryptocurrencies at $20 million a share, whatever it is, Bitcoin at 20,000 a share, because everybody wants to get rich quick, right? Because that's the, again, hammer time mentality. I want my success yesterday, not today. Nobody wants to put in, as much work as possible and behind the scenes that it's necessary to put themselves in a position for longevity, not for tomorrow, but for longevity. So when you have everything that's lined up and all these expectations line up and all these big, drastic emotional vehicles tied into your success or failure, all we're getting right now is a byproduct of a linear move for the last 15 months. And the problem is majority, especially new traders, I'm not talking about the old savvy traders who've been doing this for at least a decade. I'm talking to you guys specifically who are new to the game and are seeing this for the first time. What you're seeing is a byproduct right now of the lack of circumstances that you've seen in the last 3 years. That's all this is right now. If you've went through 9/11, if you traded through the mortgage crisis, this is a day at the beach. Again, and I'm not saying it's easy, okay? I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's a day at the beach because we're not getting materialistic facts that could end the world. 9/11 ended the world. Mortgage mess ended the world. Well, at least they had the opportunities to put massive Armageddon on our plates. Right now, we are just backtesting. That's it. You can call it what you want. You can try to make excuses what you want. You can blame this guy, that guy, this and the third. The reality is it's just a simple backtest. Is the sell-off over? Probably not. okay? I don't think the sell-off's over. Don't we at least have to test 25.32 on the S&Ps, right? Isn't this the low from, let's see, February the 9th? So no, are we out of the woods yet? No, I still see we probably test this 25.32 level, right? We probably test this 25.32 level. And at this point, if the bulls want to come in, right? And again, I understand, I can read a chart like everybody else. We closed on the 200-day moving average. And yes, if we gap down on Monday, and we go red to green, we'll probably have a 300-400 point rally. I get it. Okay, I get it. Okay, but that's like, again, putting a Band-Aid on a severed head. Okay, you can't put a Band-Aid on a severed head. We should test this level. We should put the area of max pain for every retail trader, every retail investor. This is the reality. Okay, so again, if we gap down on Monday and we rally 300, 400, 500 points, is that going to be great? Yeah, we might have a good Monday session. Is it great possibly buying an opening range high in NVIDIA going up 10, Tesla going up 10, Amazon going up 30? Yeah, the idea of the day trade and the day results could be good, but the overall, let's not kid ourselves. Let's put the visors, in front of us and kind of pretend nothing is happening is kind of foolish. Okay, we should test this level, and if we do test this level, this 25.32 eventually. I'm not saying it's gonna be Monday. I'm not saying it's going to be Tuesday, but if eventually we do hold this 25.32 level, which is the low from February the 9th, and then we start bouncing, we hold those levels, then at least we know there's a specific line in the sand. Now, if we break that line in the sand, then yes, we will go lower. So again, let's not put the cart in front of the horse. And for all you guys, especially, again, I'm not talking to the professional trader, people who've been through the ringer, people who have stab wounds, can't sleep at night, war wounds, everything associated with being a professional trader for year and year and year and year out. Okay, I'm talking to specifically the newer trader. Okay, this is not the end of the world. Okay, let me tell you what the end of the world is. Okay, you losing $300, $400, $500, $2,000, $3,000 is not the end of the world. It might suck, but it's not the end of the world. You could have been born in a third world country, living with no water, living outside, having no food, being born with a disease, being born with deformed, being born with every single thing that can make your life disaster. Okay, thank your little stars for the simple things in life. Okay, being able to eat, being able to breathe, having people who love you. These are simple things in life that people take for granted. So by you losing a couple of $1,000s in the market, or $5,000 in the market, or $600 in the market, it might mean a big feeling for you. But at the end of the day, let's keep it in reality, okay? Take a step back, really cherish what you have about the little things in life, right? Cherish what you have in the little things in life, and then everything else will fall under its place and eventually will play out in your favor. Again, getting back into the trading world, look, we are not in an area that you want to be in right now, okay? Especially for you guys who are trading stocks that you shouldn't be, these crazy ETFs, these crazy derivatives. Right now, what we are seeing, and again, a lot of new traders won't realize this, we're seeing a lot of robotic action, right? The algorithms, the black boxes, the gray boxes, everything in between. We're seeing a lot of action being taken place. On the retail side, I can tell that the spreads are wider, the bids are thinner, because again, the whole buy the dip is all fun and games until you actually have to buy the dip. Okay, it's a noble thought, buying the dip, until technicals start breaking down and nobody's there to buy the dip. So again, it's a great theory, okay, buying the dip. And yeah, you can buy the dip in a bull market when your stock is breaking out the day before and it's opening up lower into support. Then yes, you can buy the dip. But when things are, when things are shady and the bids are getting thinner and the spreads are getting wider, the last thing you want to do is being the first kid in the pool. So that kind of goes away. In the meantime, okay, you have to take responsibility, okay? You have to take responsibility. You have to get off of the social media carousel talking about this is what has to happen, this is what has to happen. Nothing needs to happen, okay? Nothing needs to happen. Just remember that. The market doesn't owe you anything. The market doesn't care about you. I've been saying this for years. The only job of the stock market is not to make you rich. The job of the stock market is to take your money. That's it. Take your money. And there's a revolving door that's been going around ever since I started trading, and it only magnifies, it only gets exaggerated when you have a market like this. Again, this is going to pass. Whether it's going to pass in 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days, We don't know, okay? We don't know. We're not fortune tellers. Our job is not to predict the closing price. Our job every single day, and again, for me, it's completely different now. I am in complete control of my trading every single day, and we see this in the live webinar every single day, including Friday. We're watching for ranges. There's only 6 candles of the day. There's only 10, 12 stocks that I trade. Okay, so I'm watching them over and over again. They're either going to break down on the confirmation, or they're going to at least give me a cash flow trade to the upside, going from supply to supply. For all you guys who are part of the PS60 live feed, you've seen what we've been doing all week. I mean, you've seen what we've been doing all week. There's nothing random, okay? I don't just pick and choose these things that, we do. These things are in real time. These things, we put in the live pivot before the price action takes place in the live feed. And you guys see this every single day. And right now, our job is only to trade cash flow. The stock confirms to the downside, we try to take cash flow. Stock confirms to the upside. Keep in mind, every single rally is 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then the plug is being pulled. So you have to, you have to act accordingly. Take the cash flow take the cash flow off the first move. Keep on selling on the way up. Use break even as you stop. Try to rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And again, patience is everything. Again, you might not get 10 trades a day, but you might get 3, 4 solid ones. Just we had about 4 or 5 really solid pivots on Friday. Again, I think it's irrelevant of exactly what they are. The most important part is we're going to continue to demonstrate the same way, the same process until the market kind of stabilizes. And, there's some issuance of aggression from the bulls. Right now, there's a buyer strike, clear buyer strike. And until we flatten out, until retail is burned to the flames, and that's the reality, because again, every single generational cycle burnout always starts out with retail. And once that happens, we stop going down on materialistic news or unmaterialistic news. That's when and only when it will stabilize and start going back up. Again, there is no man in the, there is no mythical man in the closet behind the scenes pulling the ropes. Trust me, I'm not a supporter of Trump. I don't hate Trump. I don't like Trump. I have no opinion of Trump, okay? I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for Hillary. This is the first election. I didn't vote for anybody. It really shows the leadership in this country. So I don't blame the government. I don't care who's in office, Obama, Clinton, Trump, Bush, anybody you want. It's not going to affect my life because, again, at the end of the day, we are responsible for our own success. Our job this weekend is take the necessary steps to figure out how can we get better. Monday is the first day of your trading career. Forget about what happened Friday. Forget what happened last year. Forget what happened 10 years ago. Monday is the first day for the rest of your trading career. What are you going to do this weekend to make yourself better? Okay, not the social media. I'm going to study. What are you studying? What are you possibly studying now that has put you to the point of where you are today? Put yourself in the right way. Read. Okay, forget about the internet. Forget about your favorite avatar with some random picture is showing you what's going on. Read, study, look back at the history of the market, back test. What happened in 9/11? What happened in the mortgage mess? Why did the market finally bottom out at 2009? Why was 2009 different than 2008, 2007? Why November of 2009 was so important? Back test. See what the common denominator is. And that's when you can start identifying more and more scenarios that we've seen in the market that are playing out present day. Guys, have a great weekend. Don't stress. It's not the end of the world. For all you guys who are seeing this or getting the email for all the people in our live webinar, the watch list is included. Our option flow is included. All that other stuff is included in the video. I wanted to kind of talk to the newer trader right now. I wanted to talk to the aspiring trader. And I kept on saying this. I even tweeted this out. It's not the end of the world, guys. You just haven't seen the screen time to complement what's going on. That's it. You just haven't been exposed to the screen time. Right now, there's so many superstars out there. There's so many rock star traders right now. But you have to give yourself the opportunity to put yourself in the position to attain that status. Guys, don't give up. It's not the end of the world. It's just a trading market. Money's not everything. I know it's easier said than done. Money's not everything. Your health, your happiness, your ability to live your life with a smile on your face is much more important. Take care of yourself. Things will work out. Believe, follow the process, trust the process, and with God's help, I'll see you all next week. God bless, guys. Have a great week.